going on, folks? When you're bringing back in for another video, today we're going to talk about something I haven't talked about before. Olight. They recently just reached their 18th anniversary. They released a couple new products, had a little bit of sales going on. Over the years, I have accumulated quite a few flashlights. Two of which are going to be these, the Marauder Minis. These are called the Minis because there is a flashlight that is pretty much the exact same form factor. It looks the same as these, just bigger. And then on the end cap, they're going to have like a twist end. And then it's going to have a USB-C port. And I believe it also acts as a power bank. So if you ever need to charge any devices or anything like that, those are available to do so. But today, again, we're going to go over the Marauder Minis, and they function very similar. Back to the charging, these both will accept the magnetic charging. I believe they refer to it as the MCC3. Going over some quick specs. The body material is made out of an A6061 T6 aluminum alloy. The beam distance is 1,968 feet. They have a max of 7,000 lumens, and I believe that's in the turbo mode. The battery that comes with it, they referred to it as a customized 6,500 milliamp 3.7 volt battery, and it's pretty hefty, pretty good sized battery. But again, these are a powerhouse, so you need a pretty decent sized battery to run these things. They are 90,000 candela. They refer to the light source as a high performance cool white LED. The lens reflector is a TIR lens. I'm not sure what TIR stands for. Mode operation, which they are referring to here, is rotary knob switch. So in level 1, so before we start, when you want to turn it on, I don't know if you can see, but there are blue LEDs that light up. On this side, it's going to be your battery status, and then on this side, it's going to be your level of intensity, or the amount of light being thrown out. The way to turn it on is you will rotate the dial, and then you will see there's no light, but the lights are coming on. And then you just press, and hopefully you can see that light comes on. And then from there, as I go up, the lights on this side, they're little blue lights, will illuminate, showing you as an indicator how much light you have go off. I don't know if you can hear it, but when you reach minimal, and then when you reach max, it gives you a little feedback in the form of like a vibration in the device. But starting off with level 1, now that we've turned it on, is 100 lumens. And again, this is all going to be in flood. So you got spot and flood, and we'll go over there in a minute, but we're going to begin in flood. Level 1 is going to be 100 lumens. And then you've also got 50 lumens in spot. You've got 50 lumens in red, 100 lumens in green, and then you have 55 lumens in blue. So I thought that was a really neat feature. If you just press and hold the top button, it will cycle through red, green, and finally blue. And you just press and hold, it brings you back to white. The runtime for each of these is 35.5 hours on flood. You got 43.5 in spotlight. And then you've got 30 hours in red. You have 22.5 hours in green. And you have 17 hours in blue. Stepping up to level 2. In total, I believe this has like 7 or 8 levels. 2, you'll get 200 lumens in flood, 100 in spot, 100 lumens in red, 140 in green, and then 80 in blue. And then the runtime, generally speaking, for all of those is about 21 hours, except for the colors. Red, you're going to get 16.5, 14 out of green, and then about 10.5 out of blue. And then moving on to level 3, This is going to be about 400 lumens in flood, 200 lumens in spot. We're going to get it shows about 150 in red. We're going to get about 180 in green, and then about 100 in blue. And then the runtime for that's going to be about 10 hours and 30 minutes. Then moving on to level 4, you're going to get, I'm going to kind of accelerate this a little bit. You're going to get about 320 minutes of flood. You're going to get about 420 in spotlight. And then you'll get, looks like about, where's it at? Looks like about 305 minutes in red. And the way I'm reading it shows 30 plus 250 plus 10 plus 10, so I'm not quite sure what that means, but we'll say roughly about 260 minutes for blue. And then level 5, we're going to get 1600 lumens. And then that will get you about 100 lumens in spotlight. And this is the level at which it drops off the different colors because it no longer reads them when we get to this level. And then the runtime for this level, level 5, is about 160 minutes in flood and then about 220 in spot. Level 6, we're going to get, there's level 6, 3200 lumens. And then about 700 lumens in spot. And then runtime for that's going to be about 170 minutes, looks like. And then about 175 for spot. Level 7 is 7,000 lumens. We're going to get, 17,000 or 7,000 lumens for flood. We're going to get 900 for spotlight. Then your runtime, respectively, is 160 and 200 minutes for spotlight. And then, as you can hear, that's max, so it vibrates. It does have strobe. Let's see if I remember how to, oh, there's turbo. There we go. So if you turn it on, we'll bring it down. And if you go 1, 2, 3 clicks of the top button here, this will give you strobe mode. And then moving on, the waterproofness for this flashlight is IPX8, which is pretty much waterproof. If I'm not mistaken, you pretty much dunk this in the water up to a certain depth, and it'll be just fine. Now, moving on with these flashlights, Olight is maybe a company you do or do not hear of. They're very popular with the flashlight community. They're very popular in the weapons mounted light community. I do have a pair of trekking poles that have lights built into the bottom of the grips, but they're most famous for their flashlights. And you're going to notice when you look at the bezel of this TIR lens, you're going to have all these outer LED lenses, and then you're going to have the main middle. The middle is going to be your spot, and then the yellow ones are all going to be your flood, and then the ones in between, like this one's red, I believe that one's green, that one's blue. These LEDs are going to be your different colors. The build quality is just, it's amazing how they manufacture these. And again, this one is, I think they refer to it as a desert tan, and it's got the topography design on it. And I really love that as an outdoorsman. Love it, love that kind of design. You're going to notice I got this other one here. Nothing changes, physically the exact same flashlight, just in midnight blue. But again, I had to have this topography colorway. Overall, these flashlights are just insane for what they do. Typically, we will take these out camping. I'll let my kids play with it, and yes, I'm a kid too, so I'll take it out playing as well. But we live here in Wyoming, and when we go camping, it is just complete blackness when you get out to the backcountry. So having something like these are an absolute godsend, because these throw a huge amount of light when we go camping. So like this thing, if you put it in flood and you crank this thing up, I mean, oh gosh, 50 to 70 yards in front of you just becomes complete daylight. If you're a hunter, you may benefit from these. The red can be pretty popular. You know, if let's say you're at camp, you know, maybe you're on the campfire or something, I don't know. But let's say you're tracking around, or maybe you want to hike at night. This will provide enough light that it will get you by for whatever you got to do. And then, of course, you got green, and then you got blue. And then those have their own characteristics as well for, like, I think seeing like blood and stuff like that. Another thing you're going to notice too, it's really faint, and I can see it with my eyes, but I don't know if it'll show up on camera. But when I press this button, so I get all these blue lights over here, and then I get the intensity over here. Now, another thing that's cool is right now there's a light right in the middle, and it's white. So if I press and hold, that light will actually change to red, indicating you're on the red light. Yes, you can see it, but Olight thought it would be nice to add that little touch. Then if you press and hold again, it goes to green. This light in the middle again will change to green. Press and hold, and then finally it changes to blue, which are also the same colors as the indicators on the side. And lastly, press it again, and we're back at white. So overall, this flashlight is just insanely good. I can't say enough good things about these. I've already beat some of these up a little bit, but again, to me, these are very functional. These don't sit on a shelf. I don't collect. Well, I shouldn't say I don't collect them, but I don't collect them for pretties. They're just really good flashlights, and I want to use them as such. This one I may or may not use, just because, again, I like the design of it. But this one I absolutely will use, and I have been using it a lot. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't want to make it very long. I didn't want to make it too short either. I'm starting to get quite a few of these flashlights, and I wanted to talk about them. I wanted to bring them to your attention and show you, you know, what a good flashlight can look like. And it's not to say Olight's the best or Olight's the only one that you get. I'm just saying I particularly have hung on to Olight. I've gravitated towards them, and damn near every product that I've received from them, I'm just astounded at how good it is. Like how good in the hand it feels, the quality of it. There's nothing loose. It's very tactile. They just feel really good, and not just these, but all of their flashlights. And they've got quite a few that they float in and out and discontinue. But there's been a couple that have lingered, and they've made different iterations of it. One of them being the Seeker and the Arcfeld. Those are pretty popular flashlights. I have those as well. Those will be a later video. But they just make really good flashlights. And I love everything about them. And I'm rambling on right now. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you have any tests you want me to do, I'll toss in some footage of these flashlights at night in all their different modes. I'll probably do that in my backyard. But yeah, I'll toss some video of these with the lights, and so you can kind of see what it looks like at night. But if you have any questions, toss it in the comments section below. If you got anything you want me to do with them, toss them in the comments section below, other than, destroying them. And I'd be willing to, test out whatever you need me to test out, such as the light and everything else. But thank you for coming in and visiting my channel. The subscribers are really starting to come up, and I appreciate that. I think I'm at 174 subscribers, which is, just insane, to be honest. But, yeah, thank you for visiting me today. Thank you for coming in and watching this video. And I'll post more. Till then, get outdoors, challenge yourself, and never stop enjoying the great outdoors.